welcome you to the Augusta Civic Center as MunzerMediaSports.com brings you Moose Basketball. This Moose Call brought to you by Spectrum Healthcare Partners, Maine Athletic Fundraising, and the Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation, and our friends here at the University of Maine Athletics. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Rob Munzing. I'm joined here by Nate Munzing. On our color and production, Andy Munzing running our game cam here from high above courtside at the Augusta Civic Center. We'll have some pregame activities to include senior night activities. The senior that they'll be recognizing for the Moose is Jordan Holmes, the 6'1" guard out of Oakland, Maine, a terrific basketball career that Jordan has had here. Let's take a look at the two teams, New Hampshire Technical Institute, NHTI. They're the Lynx. They come in at 19-4, 13-1 in the conference. University of Maine, 8-13 overall, 5-9 in the conference. So the Moose we've seen most recently down at Central Maine Community College, where they really played a really fine game and came up a little bit short, a 12-point win for the Mustangs down there, 112-100. And then they went up. They played a very strong UMaine Machias team and lost by single digits up there. And that's where Coach Ford's been with these kids. They've been on the edge. They've led in games, and they just, have not been able to finish opponents off, and they've given up some leads in the second half. And they'll look to remedy that against a very strong NHTI. Well, we want to give a shout-out to our buddy there, the Lynx, Mr. Lynx. Michael, Matt and I is going to be watching the game here tonight. So, Michael, we wish we had you up here, but he sent us some information along. So they're going to start us, so we'll get him. So it'll be Joe Simpson.
Number 10, a guard from Portland, Oregon,
Aubrey Stevens.
A forward from Salisbury, Maryland, number 11,
Derek Jackson. Big, tough forward inside is Jackson.
Number 24,
Quay Thurman out of Georgia.
Florida, number 45, J.J. Parkinson.
And Javan Parkinson. So those are the five starters here for NHTI. They're going to lower the lights here a little bit, have a little light show here on senior night. They did this last year. Remember, Nate, it was a really nice touch, and they played a little slideshow for the seniors last year, and they're doing that just down below us. I don't know if Andy will be able to get in on this a little bit. We'll try to bring this up. We're well a ways, but not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Very cool.
You're seeing it better at home than they are here, actually.
Jordan's upperclassmen years found him close to his Mesomonte High home, thanks to his brother Orlando's successful experience playing for the Moose. Jordan has already surpassed 1,000 points in his 4-year college career, and the Moose have enjoyed his intensity, determination, and desire to win over the past 2 seasons. Best wishes, Jordan, from your UMA family as you pursue the future in business administration.
Well, very nice touch here. That was Coach Ford narrating that, and I'm glad we were able to zoom in on it. That was a good idea. It worked out pretty slick here, so we're very happy with that.
Yeah, and you can see Jordan down there collecting a plaque from Coach Ford as well.
So they're introduced the Moose here. 5:30 start and kind of a switch in the game. Usually women play first. So Quinn Mitchell.
Number 20,
Dustin Simpson Bragg out of Lawrence High School, Fairfield, Maine.
Number 25,
Israel Brown.
A forward from Winslow, Maine, number 33,
Nathan Martin out of Winslow High School.
A senior guard from Oakland, Maine, number 44, Jordan Hall. Ladies and gentlemen.
So why don't we take a quick break? We'll come back. When we come back to the Augusta Civic Center, we'll tip this one off after this.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center. Central Maine Orthopedics. OA Centers for Orthopedics. All playing on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munson Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munson Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation. So, lights are back on. We're getting ready for a Moose Call here. I see Michael Martineau's watching us on Facebook. Hello, Michael, tonight. Hope everything's fine over there in New Hampshire for you. And glad you can catch up with the game here. Michael sent us some notes on the playoffs. Last year we had Michael on. Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year we had Michael on. He came on. He was an encyclopedia of knowledge. In fact, Michael last year got an award over here by UMA. It was awesome. The Lynx in the dark uniforms, right to left on your computer screen or TV screen if you're hooked into the big screen, and the Moose will be going left to right. We saw the Lynx a couple of times this year, Nate, haven't we? We saw them over at Central Maine Community College. For sure. I'm not sure if they were in the tournament over there, but they were certainly a fierce group that we saw. That was Jackson on the pop.
Yeah, very nonchalant, easy stroke from the three and put down.
Back out to Holmes. Swings it around here. We saw Quinn Mitchell go off the other night along the three-point line. Nice feed to Martin. Martin not able to get it home.
Yeah, I got to put that one away, Rob.
Yeah, Martin's been good, though. We think Nathan's really had some good improvement in the course of the season, breaking down the zone and thrown away, not tipped and out of bounds. Glad he could join us here. Just underway. 3-0 on the Jackson 3-ball. Holmes back outside it goes. Israel Brown had a good game over at Central Maine Community College the other night. Nice follow and tried to tip and keep it alive, but not able to do it. On the take as Jackson goes up, can't get it. Second chance opportunity, no, won't go. And Martin came all the way back at the rebound. Holmes now. Jordan just recognized for senior night. He's got a lane, dips that shoulder, goes up, ball's tipped out of bounds, and it'll stay Moose basketball.
Yeah, Jordan's certainly going to get his shots up tonight, isn't he, Rob?
Yeah. Got to think this is his final time on the floor, and he's really done a terrific job here for the Moose. Tipped away. Comes Jackson with it. Jackson's going to go, lay it up, back iron, wouldn't go. Rebounds down inside by Thurman, and Thurman's tough underneath.
Number 24, Clay Thurman.
Thurman is just a really a threat inside. We saw him down at the Central, and he was really a threat there. And that man right outside, I will tell you, has really come on with his shots. Quinn Mitchell.
Yeah, he is so good from the wing. If you're an opponent of UMA, you might as well just go stand over in that and just be ready to defend it automatically, because Quinn Mitchell is absolutely phenomenal from that side.
Parkinson got the rebound, got it back outside here to Stevens. They'll tickle it outside now with Simpson. Simpson tried to lay it in, and Martin with a good defensive play. Brown with it. Brown gets into traffic. Comes Jordan with it. He's got a lane. He puts it up. Tries to drop it home. Can't do it. Keeps it in bounds. Let's see. Into the hands of Jackson. Ahead, they alley-ooped it. They were trying to get it inside to Thurman for the dunk, but they didn't do it. It came out to Simpson. Simpson's going to lip it out, and going to be white ball. So opportunities galore so far for NHTI, but they have not really been able to finish.
Yeah, the basket defender for UMA have been really good so far early on here. You're right, Rob. They've had a ton of opportunities for NHTI, the Lynx, down the other end, being able to have something, at least an opportunity. But, again, UMA basket defender doing a really nice job.
Here's Quinn again. Quinn again. I like that. Quinn again.
Mitchell for three.
Quinn Mitchell, back-to-back threes. Moose out 6-0 with the Mitchell threes. Yeah, you've got to come out, and they know that. I mean, sometimes you know that, and the guys will still knock them down just like there. Joe Simpson out of Manchester, New Hampshire, knocked that one home. So we're getting a lot of shots off tonight. They not a lot of defense here.
Like
the defensive intensity is not flying tonight. That was Holmes for 2, so we might have one of those 120, 118 games summer done here. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. I've always been an advocate to get shots up.
Well, we love this league for that reason. I mean, they hum chuck on fire. Nice jump stop. Tough finish. Laid back up, and I'm not sure. I think it was Thurman got the rebound, put it back out. Yeah, it was Thurman. Simpson Bragg got it tipped away, tipped it over to Holmes. Here comes Jordan on the baseline, making room for himself. Going to go up strong and home and gets knocked on the floor, but didn't matter. Not Jordan. Knocked it home, 10-10.
The ghost of Keith Chesley coming back there, Rob.
Yeah, that was a little Keith.
Such a Keith play right there.
Yeah, Keith might be watching tonight. He's down in Florida. I hope he's getting a sunburn. Because we're getting ready for the storm of the century again. Holmes going to pop it outside, as he should, and he's got it again. Well, great start for Jordan on senior night, that's for sure. 12-12.
You know,
back and forth we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. Simpson on the drive, and he's going to get fouled.
Completely different shooting team here than what we saw just a couple weeks or last week against CM, Rob. It's just you can tell when teams are rested, especially for UMA. Right? It makes such a big difference for them. Because their shot, right? We saw Jordan was ironing just about everything up in that game and doing a lot of work trying to break the press. So he wasn't quite the scorer that we saw down there that he is tonight. So it's nice to see. Same thing with Quinn. Quinn's doing a fantastic job early on here. You can just tell when they're rested, they shoot so much better.
Dobbins in the game. Because as those basketball purists know, your legs are so important to your shot. Outside it goes. I'm going to swing it around. Here's Quinn again. He's going to take it back out. He might as well pop it. Yep.
Number 15.
You know, it's just amazing to see
3 for 3.
His ability to get space, Rob, and change up. He's not always just shooting the same spot. That's the thing. Although he likes that wing position, he's smart about when to take the shot and make room for himself.
Deflected up off the backboard by Holmes, and comes Israel Brown. Israel back outside. Simpson Bragg, he's got a nice rotation. That doesn't go. Martin slings it back outside, and backcourt violation as it was off the rebound. Quinn Mitchell II, Meriden, Connecticut. We used to go through Meriden, and we went down to one of your football games, Nate. Somebody down there. We went right through there. Who'd you play down in Connecticut there?
I don't know if it was for Bates or
St.
A's.
No, it was when you played at St. A's. It was that good program down there. Jordan Holmes. Yeah, Southern Connecticut.
Connecticut, yeah.
Jordan Holmes, a 3-ball. Well, holy cow. Simpson is ringing it home there for the Lynx, so this is quite a tilt we got going. 17-17. Holmes
play.
Got a look. Oh, it didn't get finished there, and the rebound came into the hands of Cash. He got it out. Right side to Simpson. You got to watch this guy. Simpson's been hot. That one didn't go. Rebound underneath is put out, but getting fouled in the act of shooting is, let's see, I don't have a 35 on my roster, so maybe Michael can send me a message on Facebook who number 35 is. And we didn't have a 35 on the roster we have. We have a 34 Middlebrooks. We got a 40 Dobbins. So
we'll see if we can go based off of height here.
Well, maybe the announcer will tell us who it is.
Oh, they don't have the heights listed in mine.
Yeah, so can't do it. Got 2 anyway. Comes to takes Inside, back out to Holmes. Nice ball movement that time by your Moose.
How about Martin's passing there, Rob?
Beautiful.
He's a very good passer down underneath. Sometimes he probably passes a little bit too much and doesn't take the shot, but they're making a great decision to get that back with the Holmes.
Lynx only one conference loss on the year. That came when they traveled up to Maine Machias, which is a heck of a trip for them. Pounded in underneath it.
Yeah, talk about opposite ends of the spectrum, huh? Coming way over.
I'm not sure who they said 35 was. They tried to announce the name. I'm not sure they did. I think they just said 35, so sorry. We'll go with the roster that we're given. I wonder if it's Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks is listed as 34 on the roster. I don't know if they've got a 34 out there. Maybe Michael will tell us. Michael Martin watching over there. He's everything Lynx. Dropped home.
Jordan Holmes, too good at the line.
22-21. Jackson will swing it outside. They tried to drill it inside. It went away. So a midweek trip, Nate, I think is a little harder than the weekend trips.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know? Back out high. Asher got it.
Number 10.
Oh, that's Stevens. I'm sorry. Aubrey Stevens. He's out of Portland. Left coast, Oregon. Quinn Martin. Quinn Mitchell, not Martin. Quinn Mitchell. That was a nice take and finish that time for Stevens. Stevens back to back. They're trying to get it ahead, and they do. Noah, glass, and got the shooters roll home. Had a nice talk with Noah down at Central Maine the other day. Came over and talked to us, and we really appreciate when the kids come up and talk to us. That was tough for us. We had both teams going there last night.
Tyler Hunter.
So 35, they're calling Tyler Hunter. Okay. He was listed as 44, so we're going to put Tyler as 35. Back outside. Won't go. Good game going here. 4-point lead here for the Lynx. High score until. Tipped away. Noah's got it. Noah, dish inside. That was a pretty dish and rejection that time. Going around was Jackson.
That was a great block to come up. How about that arm length to get up over there? Because Jordan had a step. He was a complete step ahead of him. So Jordan kind of giving him props there at the end, too. That was a good play.
12-20. It's been a fast-moving tilt here. Only 4 fouls total, 2 on each team.
Yeah, I think UMA's playing pretty well right now,
I think
Rob.
they're playing great, yep.
It's funny kind of observing from right here is they're not playing stupendous or well beyond what they're capable of. So, it's not just a fluke that they're only down by 3 here. I think they're playing pretty solid right now, and it's good to see that they're barely down, potentially get it to within one possession.
Well, Coach Hogan, I think, took the timeout. Yeah, it's a Lynx timeout. So we'll take a quick timeout, too. We'll come back. More basketball after this.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center. Central Maine Orthopedics. OA Centers for Orthopedics. All play on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics. Falmouth Orthopedic Center. Central Maine Orthopedics. OA Centers for Orthopedics. All play on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
Quinn Mitchell, too good at the line.
So we're back here. Trying to level our camera off here. Mitchell hit the pair, 28-26. 12:15 left here after the Lynx timeout. Tipped in. Began's got it now. Devin Began back outside. Quinn thought about the shot, thought about it again, but got defended. Simpson came out on him. A wide open shot for Began. He's going to take it. Ironed home. It's spun out and then spun back in.
Yeah, take your pick. You get basically 4 3-point shooters in the court all times playing UMA. So,
yeah, they're going to fire him up. Up by 1. You know, they'll take this at the stage that they're at right here in the season, and it really is a good start here for the Moose. Yeah, don't forget the Lynx 13-1 in the conference. Noah's got it. I thought he was going to take a shot, but to get back over to Quinn. Going to roll this one out. Began keeps it alive. Good board by Began. Jordan tried to penetrate, got cut off, couldn't get it home. He'll take the 3 way downtown and hit it. Rosa!
How about that one?
Big boy 3 right there for Jordan Holmes on senior night. Took that one from the Senior Citizen Center. Simpson got it inside. Some decent defense there, and Jabba shut off the baseline, caused the offensive play to step on the line. Moose up 32-28. Their biggest lead, I believe, in the night right here at 4. Holmes goes, shoots back iron. I think Posendo got popped in the face.
Yeah, he looked like he was
Dominique is trying to shake it off, but he's going to have to come out. In the game comes Derek Jackson again. Dipped inside. Holmes making room. Got a basketball sandwich back at him as big guy in there, still feisting up. Dobbins underneath. Got pounding. 32-28, 10:46 left here in what's been an entertaining tilt. Simpson with it now, Joe Simpson, Manchester, New Hampshire grad. Simpson's going to go. Dish inside, pretty dish inside, and getting pushed from the backside was Dobbins. Probably a good foul as Simpson made a nice pass inside. .10:40, about halfway through. Slow arriving crowd, as this was an earlier start than normal, probably to give NHTI a chance to get on the road, head back over there to the Concord, New Hampshire. That's a heck of a trip. There's just no easy way to do it from where we are here in Central Maine to go to Concord. You know, you got to go down to, probably all the way down to Hampton, then across and up. Long trip on a school night. Noah Thompson here with it. Mitchell going to pop. Falling forward. Doesn't get it. Tipped out. Jabba tipped out to Jordan Holmes, and here's another. Holmes with a great start on his final game here on senior night. Stevens. Simpson now a no-look pass into the corner. That was Jackson. No. Rebound out of bounds. Well, NHTI will host the tournament this year. That'll be a week, starting a week from Thursday. The quarterfinal games. Only 6 women teams in the tournament this year, Nate. I got that information from Michael. He sent me some notes on that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
Can't really call it an Elite 8 tournament if you only got 6 teams, right?
Yeah, well, part of it is if league rules say if you forfeit any games,
gotcha,
then you're not tournament able to be in the tournament. So there's going to be 6. So 1 and 2 are going to get a bye. Home's way outside. So the women will have 6, the men will have 8. And the 8 are pretty well set. It's everybody except Hampshire, I believe, is going to be in the tournament. You know, be a good tournament field because you take a look at the teams for the most part in the men's competition. Everybody is really competitive, and you know you could get stung by somebody if you're a top seed. You're going to have to be careful. Began goes, good take by Began, but he got knocked off the ball. Head of the pack, it comes here to Stevens. Aubrey Stevens lays it in.
Yeah, NHTI is really good at run the court, aren't they, Rob?
Yeah, you really can't let them get out on the break because they're fast and they finish. Brown back outside. Simpson bragged a little off balance on that one, didn't get it down. Not his usual good-looking shot. Jackson back over to Simpson. He's been hot. That time it goes off the iron. Track down. Israel's got it. Lets it loose. Noah's got it. Noah's looking for help to Israel. Israel says, I'll heave. Won't go. Simpson on the rebound. Joe Simpson. Head of the pack. Gets it back inside. That's a nice athletic finish by Thurman. 35-34. Little pressure now. Simpson Bragg outside. Laid off. Jabbar kept it loose. Watch out. That was kind of hard because as he went in, it was kind of a hard finish. I think it was Began was taking it in, and he really couldn't get it because of Justin was down on the floor. So, 35 for the Moose, 36. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. More basketball after this.
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
Good enough.
We're back. We're trying to adjust our camera here, make it level. We'll come back to the action here and pick it up. Brown got it over to Noah. Noah with a 3-ball. Boy, it'd be good to get Noah one of those nights that we've seen him go off on before. I mean, Noah at one point had the 3-point record.
Yeah, I think he's kind of the godfather of the three-pointer for UMA, don't you think, Rob?
I think so.
Ever since basically he showed up, he was a gunslinger right from the get-go, and that's kind of the model that has really transpired to this point here is get guys out on the perimeter, get good three-point shooters, and boy, do they put them up.
Well, Noah had the pleasure of playing with Mr. Rogers, and Rogers was swooping down inside all the time, and you know, they had to collapse on him, and Noah could park outside and knock down those threes. So, let's see, 39-36. Moose up by 3. Biggest lead of the night, I think, either way, been 4 points. So, glad you're joining us here on either Munson Media Sports or out on Facebook. If you're chosen to be out there with us, we're glad you're there.
Number 3, Joe Simpson for 3.
Simpson hit the 3 again. Simpson ties it up at 39. 7:55 left. Beacon goes almost tipped in by Jabbar, but he wasn't able to get it. Simpson here. Joe Simpson dishes inside. Spin around move and a foul, and drawing the foul was Thurman.
Boy, you know, it's interesting watching the Lynx here, Rob. They pound it down underneath, but it's almost in transition, isn't it? They're getting down and they're beating UMA down the court, but they're really working the ball down all the way down to the box, still even in transition. So, I mean, that obviously is a huge advantage for them, and seems to have been working here as they just took the lead again.
Been back and forth. The whole game has been tightly contested. I don't think either team, as I said a minute or two ago, has got out to more than a 4-point lead. So Central coach Dave Gagne here. He came up, talked to us, and he's out here scouting. He's got NHTI coming up on his schedule on the weekend. They've got their big game with Southern that's been moved tentatively to Thursday. We're going to do that game. We'll be on the air with that one. It's a 6 o'clock start. And right now they're saying Thursday, but stay tuned. Check the Central website. Boy, that's nice ball movement and finish. Boy, a little bit of touches for everybody there, and it finally came over to Stevens, and he put it in. Israel Brown outside. Israel going to work. They let it go. One and done. Hunter on the rebound. Simpson now. Simpson says, give it to me.
Wow.
That's why. Rips it through.
I mean, at this point for UMA, you got to deny him the ball on the perimeter.
Yeah,
you can't afford to be able to have him
They
put
just
up a
find
shot.
Them. They find them in transition, don't they?
Yeah.
That's for sure. So let's elaborate on that because Dave was telling us what the tie-up is. Of course, the facility's all set because they own it. It's getting officials, and they got to make sure for a big game with Southern Maine Community College because it plays into the playoff seeding so big that they've got to, they want good officials for this game, and there's already a couple of college games in the state on Thursday night, so they're working on getting officials. I think Dave said they had 2 officials working on getting a quality third official for that game because that'll be crazy over there. If you haven't seen the rival game when those 2 teams go at it, it's crazy. We had the game last year, earlier in the season last year. We still can't make this camera level for some reason. So. All right, looks like we got it. Sorry about faddling with the camera, but we want to bring you the best we can get. 6:49 left. It's been a good run. 45-39 now. Biggest lead of the night so far is 6. Noah launches. He halved it. Noah Tommy Gun Thompson on fire tonight from the outside for the Moose. Kicked around. And a free gift came inside. That's a good foul by Israel Brown. Going to make the big man Hunter go earn it. Tyler Hunter out of Berlin, Maryland. First one's out. This will be our final game from UMA. I want to thank the fine folks at UMA again this year. We've been up here for about 4 or 5 years now. 5 years, Nate?
5 years, yeah. It's
wow.
our 5th season.
Fantastic. And they're the ones that got us started in YSCC. Simpson goes, drops it back off and finish. That was lazy. Inbound play. Got to be firmer than that with it. Lynx turned it in a couple of easy points.
Yeah, and you can't do that to the number 1 team in the league, can you, Ryan? I mean, that's one of the things. When you have an opponent and they're a winning program, when they smell blood in the water, they can really turn it on. So you can't give up those easy ones like that, quick turnarounds, and UMA's got to be better in transition. I think they're playing well. I mean,
yeah, they are.
I got to give them to them there. They're playing well.
They
got to create some stops is really what they got to do
exactly.
on the defensive side.
And they're shooting lights out, actually, because that's a great advantage because the Lynx have a good advantage underneath against them. They got the taller bodies, wider bodies, and you see it right there. That was their plan coming inside, but pretty good defense there on Tyler Hunter. Here comes Noah. Noah going to dish it back outside. Jordan thought about going back to Noah. Noah's been good tonight. He's going to pop it there. That one halfway down and out and kept alive by Quinn Mitchell, but knocked out a bounce off Quinn, so it'll be Lynx basketball.
Yeah, I think Noah should have taken that first one, Rob. The up fake gave the defender a little bit of time to actually close out and get back involved in the play.
They go over the top of the trap that time. Elbow pop is no good, out. That was a good look for Thurman, but he didn't get it down. Here comes Noah. Noah waiting for the rest of the troops to come. Nobody's coming. Here comes somebody late. Put up high by Martin.
That was close. I don't think Martin was actually on the ground yet, so.
Quinn got it. Kept loose and pounded around and finally came into the hands of Tyler Hunter. And thrown right to Holmes. Come the Moose. They get numbers.
They can't.
Out of bounds. Boy, they just can't buy those easy ones. Everything's hard. Noah put that one up and off they go. So they had opportunities here to get a little closer. This is a little sloppy right now both ways and put up and down by Derek Jackson.
Oh, backyard basketball right
here
it
was,
right now, Rob.
Barnyard, yeah. Outside, Moose will try to settle it down. Holmes, he's got it. Floats it up. Was looking to draw the contact and didn't do it. Good hustle there by the Moose. Noah's got it underneath and laid up and in.
Okay. I was thinking if they don't make that, I mean, they should just give up. Yeah, at this point.
It would have been bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Glad Quentin put that down.
Yeah, Quinn got a gift and finished it. That was a good job. Little dipsy-do, it goes out off the hands of Stevens. Thrown away, and 3-point game. So with 4:11 left, the Lynx have hit 50. The Moose are at 47. So we're looking at one of those. I think I said 120, 118.
Yeah,
close to that. We might be there. Though it's going to be hard to keep the scoring pace up. That's for sure. The Moose have really shot lights out from the outside, and the three ball has been their best friend. Simpson, floater, hold.
Number 3, Joe Simpson.
So smooth.
Yeah.
That's a hard, tough shot, that leaner and floating it up there.
Made it look easy. We've seen Joe Simpson bombing outside, but that was a nice little floater, athletic play. Noah's got see if he was going to load up the Tommy gun. Good job by Martin, keeping it alive back outside. Holmes thought about the three, got it to Noah. Noah's going to launch a three ball. Noah's got it going tonight. 2-point game.
Oh, great defense there by Jordan. Go ahead and stifle him there on the sideline.
Yeah, you got to pick your spots trapping these guys. They do, and the Lynx break that one down as they came all the way across at Dobbins for 2. Holmes back outside. Noah should keep shooting because he's been hot. That one rolls out, but that's okay. He's been on fire. Simpson now with it. Joe Simpson. They'll come out on him because he's dangerous. Nice little dish inside. Extra pass made and finished by Thurman. Lynx do a good job of passing the basketball in tight quarters in underneath. They do a good job of finding the open guy, make the extra pass. It's probably why they've got one conference loss. That one comes out. Martin tried to get it, but Simpson got it. Went ahead of the pack here to Parkinson. He's got it in and over and up for 2. Finish Dobbins. So we're going to get a timeout. We'll take the timeout. Come back, finish the first half after this.
The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munson Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munson Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation.
Back here, roll the scoreboard out, 58-50. 2:35 left.
You know, Rob, you bring up a good point of how good the Lynx are passing down underneath. I think one thing that might get overlooked within that kind of gameplay is being able to accept, and receive passes. You got to be aware of your teammates and have built up that, that play style to understand that you got to be ready for a pass close at all times. And they obviously are. I mean, it's definitely a big part of their game.
Good timeout here by the Moose. They want to come down with a nice executed plan. Moose are usually great out of timeouts. Holmes way outside. Rolls out. Martin tried to keep it alive, but the rebound came to Dobbins. Dobbins good underneath. Thurman now in the corner. Laid up and outside by Parkinson.
J.J. Parkinson for 3.
That's a 3 ball. Nice cut there. Martin's got the rebound back in. Laid up, no, and the Lynx really challenge underneath. And
yeah, I mean, Simpson Bragg's the only guy I really wouldn't have thought would have a problem with laying that in, and I think he got in between a dunk and a layup.
Yeah, I think so, too.
It really mixed him up there.
Simpson's way down. That one's going to iron. Second chance opportunity. He's going to be pulled back outside. Dished inside. That was a nice dunk. I mean, a nice block, but finish, staying on it, was Thurman, and Thurman's a beast underneath.
Yeah, unfortunately, it took Simpson Bragg out of the play after he blocked it off the backboard. It came right back to the Lynx player. Easy lay-in.
Come the Moose, they really need a hoop here. On the baseline is Martin. Rolls it in. So final minute, and the Moose need to get a stop here, I think, get a basket. And then they'll get a little halftime break. They get the stop. Now let's see what they can do. 63-52, under a minute. You see the clock. Our clock's official. Jordan, they got the right guy with the ball. Comes Jordan into traffic and takes it up and gets a hold. One of the reasons this half has moved so quickly, Nate, 10 total fouls.
Yeah, I like Jordan's approach there, Rob. Go ahead and shoot early in the shot clock, and then you kind of get a 2-for-1, right? Because now that you're under a minute, they're going to have to shoot the ball and give you last possession. But you got to make your foul shots.
63-52. One of 2.
44, Jordan Holmes. 1 to his line.
See, I'm going to see if I can get on the live stats at halftime, pick up the first half scoring. Sometimes they'll put those out. If I can find them, I'll have some halftime stats. They used to email them to us, but we haven't been getting those. We gotta mention that again, Nate, because that really helps. Oh, that's a great rejection underneath, and good call, Martin. Nate went up, and the possession arrow favors the Moose. That was a great play. Martin's had a good first half. He's a little undersized in there with some of the big bodies that the Lynx are throwing at him, but he's really tenacious in underneath there, and Nathan's improved his game a lot this year.
Yeah, he certainly has. And, the long reach really helps Martin out big time. The lazy pass.
Yeah, that was a lazy one. It's going to be picked up here, and we'll see what they want to do with it. Cash has got it off, and they give up the 2 points. That's too bad. So Cash made the play. And now they get another steal with 10 seconds left, so Moose will look to trap. Pass comes down to Simpson. Simpson's going to wait and go to work here. You got to come out on him. He's probably going to get it to the corner for the shot at the buzzer, and that won't go. So 65-53, a high-scoring first half here from the Augusta Civic Center. We'll take a break. We'll have some halftime activities at the Augusta Civic Center. We'll come back after this.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center. Central Maine Orthopedics. OA Centers for Orthopedics. All playing on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munson Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munson Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation.
So snow for runners can pose a lot of problems, and it's really not just snow, it's the winter as a whole. So first thing that you have to watch out for is just kind of cold temperatures. I mean, anybody that transitions from 70-degree indoor weather or running outside and all of a sudden goes out and it's 12 degrees, 15 degrees, it's going to play a much different toll on the body. So one of the things we have to do is make sure we kind of dress appropriately and you prepare yourself well for it. One of the other things you have to watch out for is kind of snow, ice, anything like that that could change the surface that you're running on. So any kind of change in surface sets anybody up for any kind of injury. It could be a slippery surface that you could fall on, or just kind of running in snow that could make your kind of feet wet and propose any kind of injury there as well. Some of the best ways to kind of dress in the winter is layering. I mean, when you step out the door, you go from a 70-degree temperature to maybe 20 degrees. At first, you're probably going to be a little bit chilly, but you get a mile into maybe a 5-mile run, you're going to start to warm up pretty quickly. So one of the things you need to be ready for is to say, hey, if I needed to take something off, could I? Don't head out the door with one big puffy jacket on and all of a sudden find yourself overheated and no ability to kind of take that off. So multiple layers is a really important kind of thing, and then the fabrics that you wear really play into that. So any kind of cotton fabric or something that's really soft might feel great, but once it gets wet, it's not going to dry. So using things such as polyester blends or a light kind of merino wool or something like that that would take some of that saturation and kind of dissipate it, get it away from your body, tends to work really well. There's a lot of different running shoes that you could wear in the winter. I think first step, it really depends on what you're running on. If it's a cold day that the roads are bare, I mean, you can use anything from your normal running shoe to something that could be a little bit different. You might put a trail shoe on to have a little bit more traction. The sole on most kind of trail shoes have a little bit more kind of tread to them that would grip the ground a little bit better. Probably if there was a little bit of snow, that could be handy. If it starts to become icy or a surface that could be much more slippery, you probably want to use something that could be kind of like this that has kind of traction that's kind of built into it. So these are just little sheet metal screws that I've put in the bottom of this pair of shoes. and adds some traction. They also have some external stabilizers that do a very similar job to this that kind of strap over any kind of running shoe. And they can do the same type of thing, just provide some different traction so that if you are on that ice or slippery surface, that would be a good way to kind of stay afloat and not fall down. Putting screws in the shoes is a little bit tricky. You got to make sure that you put the screws kind of in an appropriate place. So the first thing that you need to watch out for is to make sure the depth of the screw is not going to penetrate the bottom of the shoe. You definitely don't want a screw in your foot. So one of the things that I do is I use a small screw, something that's not going to go too deep, and I put it in the areas that I'm going to contact more. So I put a little bit through the heel, but then I tend to be a little bit kind of heavier up front. Depending on the style that you're running and the way that you're running, that's going to play into kind of where those screws should go. When you're running in something that's really slushy, one of the things that kind of ends up, you're still going to have some of the slippery surface, but you also start to get a lot of splash kind of up off the roads. One of the things that you can wear is something like a running gaiter. So this is something that goes over your ankle, but also attaches to your shoe. So any kind of slush or anything that could be popping off the road and kind of going onto your pants, which could be getting them wet, something like this that could be waterproof would help to keep that off there. The other thing to be mindful of, if it is going to be slushy, using a shoe such as this that could be a Gore-Tex shoe, so your foot's not going to get as wet. So you step in a small kind of slushy puddle that would saturate kind of any other shoe. Something like this is going to keep that kind of water out of there. With the gaiter combination, it's going to keep the water off your pants as well. So the best socks to wear if you're going to be out and running in the snow or the kind of colder weathers, I mean, again, you want to have something that's probably not going to be a cotton-based sock. That cotton's going to get pretty wet from your sweat in the first couple of minutes, and it's going to stay wet. You want something that's going to be even like some kind of polyester blend or some kind of synthetic blend, possibly a wool sock that's going to allow that kind of sweat to kind of get away from the foot so that the foot can dry off a little bit better. Really important that when you're heading out for your run that you're doing an appropriate warm-up. You got to make sure that you transition yourself from the activity that you were doing before. If you get up from your desk and you've been sitting inside and it's 72 degrees at your workplace and you walk outside and it's 12 degrees, you need to make sure that you transition well there. One of the things that you can do is something as simple as doing some jumping jacks, light push-ups, run in place, things of that nature just to get your heart rate elevated. Another good kind of rule of practice is to do some dynamic stretching. Light, kind of shorter holds, but going through some walking type stretches just to kind of loosen things up, elevate the heart rate before you step out the door to kind of get going. Once you're out the door, the key is transitioning in. Don't step out and start off at your fast kind of mile pace. Take the first mile or 2 miles if you're going to go for a couple and ease your way in. Make sure that you kind of transition, build yourself up, and then once you've got a nice little sweat going, you can actually kind of build into kind of what your run would be like. So when you're running in the winter, one of the things that can be hard as far as safety is the visibility. So you get up in the morning, the sun might not be coming up until 7 o'clock. A lot of people are running before the sunlight actually hits. So one of the things that you need to pay attention to is, one, for the runner themselves, being able to see. So using something such as a simple little headlamp to go on their head just so they can see their footing, making sure that they're not slipping as they're running. The other thing is we want anybody else to be able to see you. So if you are running on the roads, using some kind of reflective gear, they make vests to different straps to different kind of lights that you can put on yourself, as well as a lot of clothing now has in different type of reflective that's built into it that would help any pedestrian or motorist that could be kind of coming at you to be able to see you a little bit better. After you get back from your run, one of the things that you want to make sure that you do is once you have kind of everything down is do a nice little cool down. You want to make sure that you take that temperature from being elevated kind of outside to saying, how can I kind of get myself back towards kind of a resting state? Doing some light stretching, possibly a type of kind of soft tissue work such as foam rolling or stick work just to kind of loosen up the muscles can be really important. I think one of the other things that a lot of people forget in the winter is hydration. You go out and you run in the winter, you don't think about staying hydrated because it's not warm out. But in the winter, we can lose just as much fluid as we can in the summer. It's really important that you would still use the same hydration tips that you would in the summer, even when it's 10 degrees out. So some of the best places to run around here in the winter are trying to find some surfaces that could be cleared off. So one of the things that you can look at is some of the local tracks that people will run on those, and it'll kind of keep the snow kind of packed down a little bit. Some of the trails in the area will actually get packed down by different snowmobiles, so it might be a little bit slippery, but it could actually be fairly easy to kind of run in. As well as kind of Back Bay, kind of around Portland. Nice little trail, again, can get slippery kind of after they clear it off. They tend to keep it cleared pretty well, which works. And I think roads can be great. Roads are great options to kind of run in the winter, but again, you need to watch out for the different surfaces. If there was a little bit of ice buildup, or when the snowbanks kind of get higher towards the end of the winter, can you see around the corners? Are motorists able to kind of see you? Still becomes really important. If you start to find that you're having troubles on the road, they're not able to see you, or you're not able to see them, other options are going inside. I mean, people can always kind of go to a treadmill and use something like that just to kind of get away from kind of the variables that could be outside that could create some kind of risk.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center. Central Maine Orthopedics. OA Centers for Orthopedics. All playing on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munson Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munson Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munson Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munson Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munson Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munson Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center. Central Maine Orthopedics. OA Centers for Orthopedics. All playing on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munson Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munson Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center. Central Maine Orthopedics. OA Centers for Orthopedics. All playing on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munson Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munson Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation.
So stay with us. We'll have the women's game will come up next. Got a good one here in the first half, 65-53. Went back and forth, tied up to 4-point spreads, and a little bit of defensive pressure there by the Lynx. They got a couple of steals, a couple of easy put-ins, extended the lead at the half to 65-53. Well, we want to congratulate Jordan Holmes, the senior, recognized on senior night. Very classy thing they did here at UMA, Nate, with the slideshow, and they'll do the same for the women's game when they recognize the seniors in that game as well. And certainly at the University of Maine, Augusta, Jordan Holmes, and it's going to be, I think, Common. I'm trying to look at the roster and see who they're going to recognize. If they'll even have any seniors. Yeah, it's Common. Common Bragg. Common's had a great career. 1,000-point scorer. Great assists. Great defense. Outside shooting. Distribute the ball. Whatever needed to be done, Common's done in her career. We'll talk a little bit more about her when we get to the women's game. But Jordan Holmes, just a terrific career. Out of Oakland, Maine. Outside scorer. Penetrator. Good floor game. Got the all-around game, does Jordan. And he's been on fire. We don't have stats. We got to make a note of that, Nate. We got to see if we can't get them. They used to email us the halftime stats. We got to get back doing that so we can give you the stats at the half. We're at a little bit of disadvantage here at the Augusta Civic Center as we're well removed from the scorer's table. Those who follow Central Maine games, we're parked right next to those people, so they hand us a paper copy, but let's see what we can do about that. We've got to make a note of that for next year. I want to thank we got the cornucopia of snacks up here that they left us. Came down and taking good care of us. They're all cholesterol friendly, I notice. Oreos, Chips Ahoy, Lay's potato chips, so it's good for my diet. Head of the pack we go. Israel going to lay it inside. Good dish, and Quinn didn't get it home. Lynx on the fly. That was a pretty athletic take and finish by Stevens.
Audrey Stevens.
Back outside. Holmes with a head and shoulder fake. Froze the defender. Now he gets a little pick outside high. Didn't go. Kicked out of bounds off Martin. I think it's important for the Moose here to defend a little bit, get their legs under them again, start in the second half, and come out like they did at the start of the game, which was very, very effective. So I'd like to get them popping those threes outside, hitting them, getting back in this thing here. It's a dangerous spot in the game. Lynx back outside and popped home. That was Jackson. He hit the three ball. A lot of threes in this game. Lynx have been a high-scoring team all year, 19-4 on the season.
Number 25,
Israel Brown downtown for three. 19-4 in the season, 13-1 in the league. Lost to UMA Machias. Little foul on Brown from behind on that one. Dropped out. Simpson Bragg to Holmes. Come the Moose. Holmes. Back outside. Brown. Brown's going to hold. Lynx matched up in man. They tried to get it to Quinn Mitchell, but Quinn was going. Joe Simpson now, and Simpson's going to get fouled. Believe it'll be on the floor, so inbound here for the Lynx. Well, it's almost high school tournament time. We'll be back up here at Augusta Civic Center again this year doing 24 quarterfinal games. Now, remember, those games go out on the NFHS network. Go ahead, Nate. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say they're actually going to call that on the shot, Rob.
Oh, they did? Yeah, they're shooting it, yeah.
I was with you. I thought that was on the floor.
Well, that's Simpson will take it. Joe says thanks.
Joe Simpson, 2 good at the line.
So he's out of Manchester. It doesn't say what high school. There are a couple of high schools in Manchester, aren't there, Nate?
Yeah, there's
Central Manchester
yep.
Central, I think. And nice ball movement that time by the Moose and dropped home by Nate Martin. That was good ball movement inside. Martin finished. Comes across here to Stevens inside and high up and off the glass is Thurman.
Heck of a finish over Simpson Bragg, too, Rob.
Yeah, he knew he had a sky. That was a Swatorama by Thurman.
Talk about skying down one side and then hustled all the way down, made that defensive play.
He knocked that right over the Marketplace Mall across the street. Inside it goes. Jordan goes up in traffic, and pulling down the rebound was Parkinson. Head of the pack it goes. Simpson's got one lined up. That one airballed up, but it actually came almost as a pass right in the hands of Jackson, but Jackson missed. Uh-oh. Simpson. Errant pass. Brown with it here. Back outside. Simpson Bragg. Takes a long one. Doesn't go. Thurman on the rebound. Here he comes. Thurman through traffic. Thurman right side. And that foul's not a shooting foul. It was on the floor. He got the ball. Stevens was going to have an easy lay-in had they not called the foul, but obviously there was a foul.
I was thinking we might have been slightly suspect that this was the number 1 seed, Rob, in that first half, but they're a completely different team in the second half. I think you're right. The travel over, they were a little lethargic in the first half because it's really they're two different teams. Before I wasn't quite that impressed with them as being a 1 seed and comparing them to UMA and even Central Maine, the other team that we cover. But now they look completely different. I think they're a little bit more composed, and they understand where their opponent's at. They're playing a little bit more confidently.
Yeah, they're shooting lights out here in the second, that's for sure. Laid up a little bit short. That's going to be a foul.
Didn't think he was going to call it initially, Rob.
Stevens came in submarine-like. A big seeding game coming up between Central Maine Community College, who will host Southern Maine Community College Seawolves. Game originally scheduled for tomorrow. There's so much more information out there that things are getting decided earlier. So they moved that game. They moved a slew of games already ahead of the storm. And they moved it to Thursday. Noah's been on fire. Tommy Gunn got one. Good transition off the make and finished. Boy, that was fast on the floor for Derek Jackson. So that'll be big for seeding purposes. So they've scheduled it for Thursday. We'll be there from Central Maine Community College for some Mustang magic.
Yeah, and the reason why it's an important seeding is because it could determine 2 and 3. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because NHTI, they still got to play Central Maine, Rob. So we'll see what happens throughout the this week and then through the weekend. But we could have a complete swap of 1, 2, and 3.
Right,
all the way to 4. So that does have huge implications for especially the Elite Eight tournament.
Knocked away. So Michael found the stats. Michael Martineau, social media director for Munson Media. He's got me stats. He sent me. Thanks, Michael. At the half, we'll try to get a second look at him. I don't know. He must have found the live stats. Probably on the NHTI site. That's maybe where I should have looked for him. Comes back outside here to Jackson. Won't go. Noah. Martin, nice head and shoulder fake and finish. Nice swoop along the baseline by Nathan Martin. 82-65. Oh, they tried to drop pass it inside. Didn't make connections with Tyler Hunter. Joe Simpson had 16 in the first half. He's got a couple of hoops here, too, so he's probably close to 20. Back outside.
Number 15, Quinn Mitchell.
Mitchell hits one. Mitchell had 12 in the first.
You know, watching the game, Rob, and I haven't seen Quinn play in the second half and had a great season. You'd almost want him to get more offensive touches, but it's funny because he does get the ball a lot offensively. You know, but he's still really, really effective. You almost want to try and get more through him. You know, maybe set up some specific plays just to be able to get him an open shot. You know, I know his kind of game is to hang out on the wing, and UMA does a good job of dribbling down in and drawing his defender away from him, and they like to kick it over there. But you'd almost want some double screens set just deliberately for him.
Nice dish back outside. That got ironed up. Jake Cummings in the game now. 82-67. Just under 15 minutes. Unforced turnover that time, and I guess it got.
I don't know.
It was tipped.
I don't know. I think they got.
Are they calling it tip?
They got to talk about this one a little bit. Everyone's kind of going with it. I mean, they had a clear path. No one even over there.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good view. High above courtside, as we say.
Huh.
Stevens with it. Simpson all the way across. It comes now to Cash. He's going to get in the corner, back outside to Simpson. He thought about the shot. Noah closed him quickly as he needs to. Taking the shot clock down under 10 for one of the few times in the game. Out of the links, we got a scrummer. Comes back outside. Simpson doesn't want to go in the traffic. He was smart. He would have been cracking some pineapples in there. 84-67. Quinn, hesitation, take, Swatter, Rammer. Knocked away out of bounds by Hunter. Made that one easy. So Cash comes in, and UMA going to take a timeout. Full timeout. We'll take timeout, too. We'll come back to the Civic Center after this.
Falmouth Orthopedic Center. Central Maine Orthopedics. OA Centers for Orthopedics. All play on the same team. Maine's top orthopedic practices have joined forces for more efficient and affordable orthopedic care. Introducing Spectrum Orthopedics.
First of two games for us here, MunsingMediaSports.com. We're out on Facebook now. We've been doing that little Facebook thing. I'm pretty happy with that. Two more YSCC games for us here on Munson Media. Thursday night, we'll be down at Central Maine Community College. I want to check that because they're still trying to get the third official. Dr. Coach Dave Gagne, he's working on it, he says. Tentatively scheduled for Thursday night, and then right back there Friday night is Machias. Will be in Machias is good too. And the men's for sure. They beat the Lynx, so that's a tough finish for Central Maine Community College.
Quite a stretch of opponents towards the tail end. I think for Coach Gagne, I don't know how they set up the scheduling, but I'd like that as a coach. Going into the tournament, you want to be playing the best opponents that you can because it's going to bring your game up, and we certainly know that they play at a high level. So
yeah, the UMA game. UMA played a great game down there at Central last week. They were up in the air, almost threw it away and did. Now here comes Jordan. Jordan downshifts, goes up, gets stripped, and Cash may have a legitimate complaint there. It looked like he got the ball, but they're going to send Jordan Holmes to the free throw line for two.
Yeah, I think initially he did get the ball away, but Jordan was able to regain possession, and then it was on the second attempt that he kind of slapped at him.
Jordan's got the first one. Jordan playing his first final game, not his first game, his final game. That's the opposite. Final game here for the Moose at home. I think the Moose are headed to Unity finish up. We saw Unity play at Central. That'll be a good game. 2-3 zone now here by the Moose. Simpson's got it out high. Joe Simpson, he's been good. Nice little entry pass and dropped home by Tyler Hunter. Nice over-the-top entry by Simpson. Simpson, good player. Head of the pack.
Oh, great pass.
And finish again. That's Stevens. So the Elite 8 tournament, which will be Elite 6 for the women and Elite 8 for the men, they're going to pick up the coverage. They will stream those games. We were talking, we got that information just today that they'll be streaming those games on NSN, Northeast Sports Network. So they'll have those games for you beginning with the semifinals. So they'll have the games on Saturday. There'll be 4 semifinal games, and then they'll have the games on Sunday. Now, in the women's bracket, the number 1 and 2 seeds go right to the semifinals, and that's a huge advantage when you're playing multiple days. Simpson Bragg outside, popping it home. Dustin Simpson Bragg. So it would really behoove the teams to finish 1 or 2.
Well, and I think the 1 and 2 seed is going to be Central Maine and UMA, aren't they, Rob?
I think so.
Whoa.
Bragg went in, almost got it down. Simpson now, let's see if he goes. No, he just takes the conventional route. Ball's away, so they'll stop the clock while we track her down. Noah's on it.
Yeah, you weren't kidding about this 120 point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be right around that, aren't we? And boy, they did not play well in the first half, Rob. It like I said before, coming out, I wasn't really impressed with the Lynx that much.
Yeah, they came out a little lackadaisical, I think, for them. But boy, it didn't take them long in the second half here to get going. Quinn Mitchell hits it. Stolen away. Let's see if I can get on the
one thing
Lynx website there, Nate. I want to see what they average for points in a game. They'll have that. Holmes with it now. Well, it really doesn't say what they're averaging per game, but looking at the scores there, they're up over 100 a lot.
Number 24.
But one thing I have been impressed throughout the entire game is their ability to finish down underneath.
Yeah, they do finish. Thurman just finished that one. That was a pretty finish. All the way across. Quinn's got one lined up. No, wouldn't go home. Quinn's been good tonight from the 3-point line, but didn't get that one home. Travel. One of the few unforced turnovers here in the game. Back outside. Ooh, going to get a little foul there. Unintentional that time by Thurman. Back outside the backcourt. And rolled out. Jordan shaking his head a little bit. Knew he should get that one. 96-74. Tough one inside. Boards ripped down by Jabba. Comes Jordan. Noah on the take. Goes up. No look pass, and Simpson couldn't find it. That was a tough one, and it went behind Joe Simpson. About to hit the 10-minute mark, 10.5 minutes here left. Jordan way out. Goes through, call the foul. Holmes on the take, went in the teeth of the pressure and got stripped away, but they bumped him, so foul called. 96-74. So what do we got? Timeout, I think, called. Full timeout by NHTI. So we got timeout on the floor. We'll take the timeout. We'll come back. Augusta Civic Center after this.
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
We're back here at the Augusta Civic Center. Rob Munzing, Nate Munzing, Andy Munzing, the Munzoids in the house here tonight. Big storm coming has changed our schedule for this week. We're set to go tomorrow night down to the Central Maine Community College campus. Kirk Hall would have been the site for the big in-state rival game, but now that's going to come on Thursday night. And then Friday night we'll be right back down there, and that'll finish our season of college basketball. That was deflected underneath, and they tried to get Simpson there. He would have had to be in a roadster to catch that one. I guess it tipped out of bounds. Off the glass, nobody moved. It was like somebody hit the pause button on the old VCR. Everybody stopped.
Yeah, it looked like, I don't know who's across from Simpson Bragg, but he kind of hung off and was looking at his teammates on the other side of the rim, knowing that they were in pretty good position to get that, and they were looking at him, and it just it came down in a weird spot.
It was a weird look. About halfway through the second half, Israel lost it into the hands of Jackson. Jackson back outside to Simpson. Simpson's going to pull it back out in the corner. And I remember looking, we don't have class or grades for NHTI as Stevens hits outside, but I remember looking at their roster. I think it was when we were at Central Maine, and they were like all freshmen. Very young team. Israel Brown gets a couple of free throws here. First one's good. Stevens was sneaking up behind him, giving him a little clap in behind there, like the. I don't think it was for encouragement. Israel just got them both. Say hello, Moose family out there, all the parents watching there. We appreciate you watching in the comments. We get here from a fair number of you and appreciate the contest there. Israel with the dipsy do. They went to sleep on Israel. Israel said, here I come. Laid off now. Israel weaving through traffic and got his arm hooked. Head of the pack it comes. That was a levitation by Stevens. Stevens with some good ups. Brown in the corner. Drop out with it there. Pop outside by Brown. No. And foul called on Simpson Bragg. 5th team foul. See what that is on Dustin. I think it's his first. It is. Don't think anybody's in any individual foul trouble. Team fouls. 5 on the Moose, as we said, 6 on the Lynx. Got some check-ins coming. Middlebrooks comes in the game, number 34. Checks in for Parkinson. Coach Paul Hogan, veteran coach. NHTI hosting the tournament, as we told you. As it'll be tournament time everywhere, at least here in Maine, because high school tournaments will be going on. Up here at the Augusta Civic Center. Brown, no. Rebounds pulled down Middlebrooks. Lucendo in the game also. Back outside, Simpson Bragg. Nice little release that time by Dustin Simpson Bragg. Puts it up and home. Simpson Braga Jr. here for the Moose. Thurman's been tough inside.
Yeah, he's really just playing at a different level, and is he, Rob?
Yeah,
when
he really
gets up
is
in
good.
the air, I think the only one for UMA that can match him is Simpson Bragg, but you have to be in the perfect position in order to make a play on the ball.
Quinn drives one home. Oh, Mitchell's starting on fire. All the Moose starting on fire. As the game went back and forth into the 40s, it was pretty close, back and forth in the 40s. That was 68 points ago, however, for the Lynx, as they have really turned it on here in the second half. Back outside. Began. Iron up. And nice finish. Israel with the finish. 108-85. 7 minutes left here. Moose continue to play hard as they always do. I mean, they really lay it out. And it's just been a little bit too much Lynx here in the second half, as Nate pointed out, that about 5 minutes in, it was the Lynx came out metamorphosized in the second half and played like a team that has only had the one defeat in the conference, in 19-4 overall. Play a tough schedule, play a lot of games. Way downtown, ironed up. That was Began. And nice hustle by Quinn. Should be a very competitive tournament in both brackets over there at NHTI. So excited to see how that plays out. Really feel with doing the two schools that we've really got to know a lot of the teams this year, because we've seen them twice, each team twice, because we've been doing the Central game. So get a little bead on them. And then we saw some of the teams in some of the preseason too, ahead of the pack, but back deep for it, able to intercept it and on the take, and not able to finish was Jackson. Middlebrooks went up and that one got knocked away. So if you're looking at the YSCC site and you see the score for the game against the Unity Rams by the Central Maine Community College Mustangs, it's listed at 2-0, and that's the score of a basketball forfeit. So we had that game on our original schedule, and then the Mustangs decided that they weren't going to send that one out, and it's a good thing that that happened, because we were going to be splitting our crew and trying to cover two games, and as it turned out, the Rams weren't able to field a complete team, so they called this afternoon and canceled that game. So that's why you see the 2-0 score. So 108-87. Be Lynx basketball. 6:20 left. Stay with us. We'll have about a 20-minute break, and then we'll be back on for the women's game. That should be a good game as well. They will recognize Carmen Bragg, the senior, for the Moose, with a little slideshow and festivities before the game. Popped outside and down. Busendu. Makes it 111-87. 10 fouls now on the Lynx, so those added up quickly. We'll be shooting a lot. Jordan Holmes at the free throw line here for your Moose. Holmes got them both. So we referenced Brandon Rogers earlier. He's started his coaching career. Keith Chesley has started his coaching career, to the Moose from a couple of years back. Was it Ches? Was he a 2,000-point scorer, Nate, I think?
He was up there. I mean,
yeah, I think
he came in and
yeah.
He also played when they weren't very good either, Rob. When he first got into UMA his freshman year. He was kind of like the guy.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy, Thurman.
He had to do a lot. He played fantastic defense. It was unbelievable down in and around the basket.
Yeah. He played about 6 inches taller than he really was. Simpson Bragg's got it outside, got it home.
Number 20, Justin Simpson Bragg.
Yeah, I think Ches got 2,000 points. I think I remember doing that, and I put the clip back up on Facebook or something like that at the time. Popped outside and down by Stevens.
Aubrey Stevens for 3.
Comes Quinn. Quinn looking for some help. Gets it. Jordan's got it. Holmes. Back out to Quinn. Tickled inside the net. Thurman threw it away. Subs coming in the game. Malloy's coming in. Marcus Malloy. I think Marcus is making his first appearance of the night. Number 33 for the Lynx. Outside and good. Jordan Holmes been good from the outside here tonight. Way out high. Stevens got it across for the put up and down that time. Dominique, they're calling him. Dominique's his first name, I believe. Busendu is what I'm calling him. 1994. So what did I say at one time it was going to be, Nate? 120 to...
Yeah, you had him right around 120. I mean, this is a little bit higher, actually, than we anticipated, even though, the Lynx having a tough first half, really.
They pound outside there. Tussle for the ball. High school basketball season into its final week. We're done our high school coverage for the season. This is a busy week for us to do the college games, 2 here tonight. It's supposed to be 2 Wednesday, 2 Friday. So we were going to try to do a Gardner game on Thursday from the Augusta Civic Center. But now that Central's moved the Wednesday game to Thursday, that's gone by the board. So we will have ended our high school coverage for Muncie Media. We'll be back covering the 24 quarterfinal games. Muncie Media, the expanded version, as we'll include some of the other folks in here as we do 24 games for the Maine Principal Association on the NFHS network. That's a pay-per-view. Got it pretty good here at Muncie Media. We don't charge anything. We would take any contributions, however. No, I'm just kidding. We got our fine, wonderful sponsors. Outside, nice follow. Dustin couldn't get it home. He's frustrated tonight a little bit. Comes Stevens. Stevens going to pull up. Some anguish. Skipped ahead. Boy, that's a nice skip ahead pass. And Simpson Bragg went up, got a piece of the rim, couldn't get it home. Turned a little wide league-like at 119.94.
Yeah, I don't think there's been any defense played on either side, really, for the last 10, 15 minutes.
Just want to get out of this one. And Lynx head of the pack. It comes here. Dobbins. And foul. So you got to think that the Lynx men will be the favorite in the men's tournament, Nate. Heading in probably with only the single loss on the season. But it'll be a very competitive affair, that's for sure. Lynx will have the advantage of having the tournament at their home court, for sure, up there at on the campus of NHTI. Nice pop outside, and Began.
Began for 3.
Trying to remember the The Central score against NHTI at Central was about a 7-point game, I think, Nate.
Yeah, that surprised me. I don't think
Wasn't
I
it
was.
about a
I
7-point
didn't
game?
call that game with you. I think I was
Okay.
out of town.
Holmes pops it way downtown. And Jordan's had a good game here on senior night, that's for sure. Skip down along the baseline. Middlebrooks couldn't get it. Minute 50 left. Noah Tommy Gunn wants a three, didn't get it down. Cash goes. Up over the top, flying in was Malloy. And it'll be white basketball. Caleb Fortin, number 24 in the game. Caleb, a freshman out of Winthrop. Seen his first action of the night. Almost stripped away. That was a little sneaky. I think they want to get Fortin in the scorer's thing, and they might do it here. Because he missed the three, and they gave it right back to him, so they're trying to get Caleb some points, and you like to see that. It's taking care of your own. So stormy weather coming in has caused the postponement tomorrow night. They did the right thing because all the weather people are saying that's going to be one of those times where you see a snowflake or two and the next thing you look out and it's snowing sideways. So they say it's going to come in and be heavy here in the state of Maine in the afternoon tomorrow. So you don't want to put people on the road, so they won't. We'll play the game Thursday night, tentatively. You can check out probably the best place to go is Central Maine Community College website, athletic website. Check out what the Mustangs are doing. Follow them on social media. That looked tricky, but they didn't call anything. Being with it now. Here comes Fortin. Clear the track. They go. He got rejected. Malloy didn't know that he's supposed to let him score. Played defense on him.
Number 20, Andrew Cash.
So Cash got the points. We're under a minute. 123-101. Holmes way downtown on that. Well, this is somewhat what I predicted. I said we're going to have both teams in the hundreds. I think I said 120, 110 or something like that. Little put up and down on the baseline.
Javon Dobbins.
Holmes. Fortin trying to back up and over. Began's going to shoot it from the corner and get one. Devin Began.
Devin Began for three.
And that should do it. So the final in this one, 125-107, will be your final score here from the Augusta Civic Center. So the Lynx, good into the first half and really a dominant second half, put this one away, and they win it 125-107. That's going to do it here for Game 1. Stay with us. We'll have the women's game in a fresh page when we come back to the Augusta Civic Center in about 20 minutes. Good night, everybody.